Yo, what's good guys, it's Shidell, and for the last 2 months, I have been working on doing Stephen Curry's masterclass. For those of you who don't know what masterclass is, it's a website where like the top professionals in their field, so like Gordon Ramsay for cooking, Samuel L. Jackson for acting, Steph Curry for basketball, kind of teach you how they do what they do. And I really wanted to get better at basketball, you know. Obviously, it's no secret that I'm not the best at basketball, you know, I'm kind of awkward on the court with some of my moves.
What is that? What the f is that?
And seeing how much basketball content we make, you know, I wanted to get better. A lot of you are probably wondering how I got to the point of where I was as a basketball player. And I'm not gonna dive too deep into it. When I was in high school, I used to be a lot more athletic. I weighed probably about 20 pounds less than I weigh now, and I'm currently 25 pounds under where I was for the last 2 years. I had a really bad injury in college that kind of really hampered my athleticism. I've never been the same athlete in terms of vertical, agility, or pure speed. As I got older and slower and heavier, couldn't play like that anymore. And so I really needed to kind of work on my skills. And this gave me the opportunity to do so. So in this video, guys, I'm gonna take you through my journey, taking the beginning first 4 or 5 weeks of this class. And at the end of the video, we're gonna compare footage of me now to footage from me back in the day playing 1v1 and just see how much I've improved from the master class. Let's get to week 1. Day 1, which was all about just getting the form right. I felt like my form was a little inconsistent. The biggest adjustment for me was the knee bend. I typically bend a lot further. This quick knee bend is something that's gonna take a while to get used to. We shot 42 out of 75. That's over 50%. So honestly, not a bad day 1. Hopefully tomorrow we can get to maybe 48 makes, something around that range. Day 2, more form practice.
Hadouken!
So we made 1 more shot total than yesterday. Very slight improvement.
That's an improvement. We'll take it.
Day 3, huge improvement. We got to 52 makes.
I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out.
Day 4, not as good as day 3. Day 4, I went back down to 43 makes, so hopefully Friday looks a lot more like Wednesday.
So that was a fucking lie.
Time for week 2 of Steph Curry's class, which is how to shoot off the catch. Now, a lot of the times I don't do a lot of off the catch shooting because in 2-hype it's a lot of king of the court, stuff like that, but sometimes it comes up and it's the next part of the lesson. I actually had to take last week off because I had like some weird back injury. I don't know what happened, it's just my back wasn't feeling good, and that's actually why I did kind of poorly the last 2 days of week 1. But my back, it still hurts a little bit, but it feels a lot better. I played yesterday, I felt great. So the key things for Steph Curry when he's off the catch is you already kind of want to have your knees bent. Be ready when you catch the ball. You always want to kind of come to the ball, catch it like that. Again, I'm not going to give everything away. The class costs money. I don't think they want me to do that. So without further ado, I'm going to do a little form shooting warm up like Steph tells me to, and then we're going to take 100 off the catch shots. We took 100 shots today. Remember the first week only took 75. I made 52 out of 100. I had a really hard time in this swing for some reason. One thing, I'm like trying to get the knees bent before, really trying to get my release high and not bring the ball down, which is what I'm used to doing. So big adjustment. Hopefully I improve day 2. Week 2, day 3, I made 55 out of 100. Now something weird that kind of developed was I shot really poorly on the close to the basket shots, and I shot really good on my deep 2s and my 3s today. Concerning that I'm not making the close ones, I'm really fumbling the catch a lot, whereas it feels more natural on the 3 to really kind of move it in my hands for some reason. So hopefully I work on that for days 4 and 5 this week. Day 4 of catch and shoot. I got 62. Let's get it, baby. That is the personal record for catch and shoot. Still not where we want to be, but definitely getting better. Final day of week 2, I only hit 50 out of 100. My worst day ever shooting percentage wise. My finger placement today was abysmal. A lot of shots, I had my thumb getting involved when it shouldn't be. A bit disappointed with myself, but one thing I really like about the way I've kind of overhauled my shot, I almost always know when I miss what the mechanical issue was, which is kind of nice because it makes it easier for me to improve. Like today, I knew it was a lot of finger, a lot of legs. Other days, I'll be like, oh, I didn't do this as well. So knowing what's actually wrong with my shot is kind of like a really cool thing. Now on to week 3. We are here, day 1 of week 3, which is ball handling foundation. Now, I'm just gonna say really quickly, I have mixed some of the lessons together. I'm not gonna be doing that going forward. I just feel like some of the early ones are more fundamentals. And now this is where I think I'm gonna really struggle more than my shot, because I've never had a consistent jump shot. My form is pretty malleable because I don't have like 10 straight years of the same form. My jumper's definitely gotten better because of this class, and we're not even at the more advanced lessons yet. Ball handling is gonna be tough. I'm gonna reread the manual, get focused, and now I'm gonna work on my handles. So you do 3 ball handling circuits every day, then you do the shots. So we're doing the shot part now, see how my dribble into shot is. All right, end of week 3, day 1. Definitely the most intense workout of the whole session so far. We did 3 ball handling circuits, which didn't seem like much. For me, it's a bit different. A lot of shots getting up. Yeah, day 1 in the books. Probably gonna practice some more tonight to get better at the behind the back especially, and then back at it tomorrow. All right, guys, we had to take about 2.5 week break from Steph Curry practice because the virus hit. Last 2 weeks I was really sick, so I couldn't practice basketball at all. And so we're picking back up. We are on the shoot off the dribble section, which is a little confusing because we've been doing some shooting off the dribble in the previous chapters. But right now what we're really focused on is I'm gonna really pound dribble. Steph says it's super important to pound your pre-shot dribble to get right into your shooting pocket. The hard one's gonna be with my left hand, but I think I got this. All right, this week, day 4, actually day 3, we didn't record yesterday. Super busy doing 2 hype videos and videos for the main channel. We had no time to do it. We forgot to record the whole like catching the ball, dribbling and get the shot up session. All I'm gonna say is it took about a third or a fourth of the time as it did the other day because I didn't really get screwed up on this spot. Like yesterday when I putted the ball. I really feel like my form hit a turning point this week where I finally have everything in motion. The biggest thing now is working on my backspin. I still have a bad, inconsistent backspin, but overall my shot feels faster. Off the dribble, I'm still kind of shaky, but I feel better just kind of like pulling up. My release feels quicker, feels a lot better, so I feel the 60 bomb coming because I had about 12 to 15 in the rim bounce in and out misses today. So the 60 bomb is coming. I think Friday. I think tomorrow it's coming.
How'd you do today, James?
Terrible. Alright guys, so I've obviously broken the masterclass into different sections. I have concluded what I would call the basic section. We covered form shooting, kind of footwork, where to look at the rim, basic ball handling, basic shooting off the dribble, you know, form. Most of this was form on everything, whether it's dribbling form or shooting form. Things we haven't worked on include post-ups, driving to the rim, and passing. We've worked on receiving passes, we haven't worked on passing yet. So tomorrow, I'm gonna 1v1 Jeff, and we're gonna compare it to my last 1v1 video, which was against Mitchell back in August, so we can see how much progress I've made from August to when I've completed the basics part of the Steph Curry course. All right, it is finally time to compare the footage of current me versus the me of about 6-7 months ago and see just how much I've improved and where I still need to improve. So starting out, we got mid-range comparison. So you can see here out of the triple threat, I kind of really use a back down a lot on the drives. Pretty much all of my driving before this relied a lot on the post, like semi-post moves. Mitchell kind of clearly stops me. I struggle with my dribble here, soft dribble and settle for a mid-range. Now, when I use a dribble, I use the drive to get to exactly where I want. I'm more confident in my dribble, and I get to that kind of free throw area where I'm way more comfortable taking the mid-range shot. Even back this time, I was more comfortable taking that, but with like my handle being so loose, Mitchell easily could have just stopped me from getting to that free throw area. So much smoother, I can get into that free throw line when I want to, where I want to, but it's not perfect yet. That's kind of like a long wind-up to get into the shot there out of the step back. So this next clip, I think I'm trying to set up a right to left crossover into a drive, but the crossover is not good. When I step back, Mitchell's still there because the move's not fooling anyone, so I settle for that weird spin shot. Assuming that wasn't meant to be a drive though. Now I have much more tools in my arsenal to step back. Here, I still missed the shot really flat, but I created a lot of separation. Here, again, setting up mid-range, I just kind of fumbled the dribble. I'm guessing I was trying to spin for a drive. So this is another one where I'm pretty much just settling for a mid-range shot when I didn't mean to. Just not a good look there. Now, if I'm going left, I can just pull up. I'm really good pulling up, just going off my left. I dribble harder, it makes it easier for me to set up my shot. Mitchell's pretty much begging me to just take a right to left crossover into a shot, create separation that way, and I just don't have the skill set really to pull up like that. Now, really easy for me to just pull up into that shot. So here, I think this was the game winner. Mitchell's playing really good defense. He forces me into a terrible shot. And honestly, you can tell in almost all of these mid-range clips that I'm being forced into a mid-range. Mitchell is really cutting off a drive. You can tell I'm trying to force my way to the basket here, and I just get a lucky shot off. Now, a lot of the times my drive's cut off, I'm getting great separation off that spin. Here, dribble, I lose the dribble. The dribble's still not really where it needs to be, but better than it was before. And again, I'm able to kind of get to the spot on the court where I want to, which is that free throw area. Now I'm taking mid-ranges because I want to take a mid-range, not because I'm being forced out of my drive. One thing that developed a lot was I still do get forced out of drives a lot, but I kind of view it more as like a counter, whereas in before it was really like I was being forced into a mid-range. Now a lot of the times if people are overplaying the drive, I'm confidently taking a mid-range shot, and a lot of the time it's on this step back to the right here. Again, I think this clip is a miss. Yeah, but I'm getting great separation. You can tell Jeff's really trying to cut off my drive, so I feel way more confident stepping back to that right side now. Now, I cut out a lot of misses. I think in about half of these clips, I end up making this particular shot, but I just feel more confident here. A lot of the times when I'm missing these, it's because it's flat, so it's really about working on my arc. But yeah, this is a new shot I noticed I've developed, so this is something I really want to work on next time we do one of these videos, is feeling more confident, feeling better about that. Going right step back, because I feel like that's going to be kind of a big part of my tool set now, that it's kind of like my counter when people cut off my right hand drive. So old me is trying to set up, I can just tell I'm assuming, it looks like I'm, with this crossover here, I'm trying to set up a left to right, and then I'm going to come across the lane and lay it up with my right hand, because that's where I'm more confident. Mitchell, not even the greatest position, but he just half cutting it off pretty much stops me and forces me to try a spin. Now, when I get to this kind of more like painted area, I can really kind of use my ability to reset my position, get my hips squared. So right now, Jeff, he doesn't know which way I'm going to go. I could go right, I could go left, but I get myself an easy right hand layup there. I'm really able to use that left to right crossover to really get to my right hand when I want to. So here I try driving left from the same wing. I don't really have a left hand at this point, so Mitchell just blocks it, and then this this edit was great. Now I have more of a left hand. I beat Jeff, get to the basket with my left. Before I let Mitchell really get good positioning here, as I drive on Jeff, I've sealed him off a bit more, so it's really no way he's gonna block that shot. If it's Chris or Jesse, they might still block that because of their height, but someone like Jeff or Mitchell, where they don't have a big height advantage on me, I can get the left hand layup up at the basket way easier. Now I'm still not perfect with my left hand here. Look how far out of the paint I am, and keep going. I'm really far out of the paint. I should have cut Jeff tighter. This is another instance where if I just kind of sealed Jeff, I should have kind of left to right cross to get the seal on. So I'm still not super intuitive with the moves I need to be doing, but you know, watching this kind of helps me learn. So here, left to right, trying to drive to the hoop. I'm so gassed at that point in the video, I don't even hit the rim. Look at this face of fear. I know I'm missing this shot. And then also you can just see how low I dip. I am extremely low to the ground. My knees are way ahead of my feet. I look like I'm gonna fall forward. I'm so unbalanced. Now, I'm pretty much upright almost the whole drive. I'm just more confident going to the basket. Here, Jeff's really pressuring me. I use good jab steps and hard dribbles. That's the big thing. I'm really dribbling the ball like with a lot of velocity now compared to how I used to, which is really letting me kind of go to the right and get a decent look up at the basket. You know, not a ton of separation, but a decent look. This is not me saying I'm a complete basketball player now. This is really just me saying this is something I can do now that I couldn't do in the past. And again, if I'm going against a high-level defender at their best, I still think my crossovers are too slow. I don't pound the ball quite hard enough. But this is really about the improvement more than it is where I am, if that makes sense. So here, unnecessary dribbles that aren't setting anything up. I'm not moving horizontally when I'm dribbling left to right, so Mitchell doesn't have to move as a defender. Now, one simple cross is enough movement, and I'm getting to the hoop. And it helps, too, that I've lost a lot of weight because I'm a lot quicker on these. Now, I feel like every time I watch back 1v1 basketball, I look slow. Everyone looks slow, but, you know, in the flow of the game, it's a bit different. Here, I pump fake. Mitchell playing off of me. He's smiling. He wants me to take that shot, and I still hesitate. I bring the ball all the way back down. One thing I learned on the shooting off the dribble, you know, you don't want to bring the ball all the way back down. It's not going to help your shot swinging down and swinging up. Here, I just see Jeff isn't playing me. I don't have a need to pump fake. I'm just going to release. Off the dribble three-pointer. Still not where it needs to be, but it just looks better now. Here, I try going through my legs a bit. Completely just lose my dribble. I don't know what this swinging thing is, but that doesn't help my jump shot. Now a little pump fake. I'm able to step back confidently and take the three. I do get a decent look off with my step back. This is kind of really becoming my signature move. This is left to right through the legs, swinging the ball over the front. I don't know if it's the greatest mechanical shot, but I feel confident getting space with it. I feel way more confident. You know, I'm able to dribble more. I'm not wasting dribbles. That's the big thing. There's a lot of wasted dribbles in these older clips. In this clip, Mitchell's not really contesting. I'm not even really dribbling. I'm letting the ball come in front of me. I pick up the ball. My feet aren't exactly straight. They straighten in place during the shot. Here, my feet are set during the jump shot. This is a way more confident shot. Jeff's actually giving a much more effortful intent contest here, and this is also kind of a slow shot, so that's one thing I need to work on. Another thing to work on behind the back dribbles is like the big thing I feel like I need to work on. Hopefully, you know, in the future sections of the Curry class, and I still do the basic dribbling section, I'm able to you know, work on behind the back. Here I actually pull off a decent behind the back, but I pull up there. See, this is one thing. This should be a drive. This should be a drive. I actually beat Jeff with behind the back dribble. This is probably the first time I've beaten anyone with a behind the back dribble in my entire life. Right here, I'm in good driving position, but I stop. That's an area where I gotta, you know, read the court better and keep going. So overall, you know, am I some great basketball player now? No. But am I more confident? Do I have more counter moves with my handles? Do I have a more clean shot that I'm able to get off easier because it's quicker? All of that is true. I'm actually really pleasantly surprised watching this back because when I'm playing one-on-one, I don't feel that much more effective as a basketball player yet. And I think that's because one thing that has changed with my game is even when I couldn't get a good layup off, I would always try to force my way to the rim before. Now, because I feel confident countering with a mid-range or countering with a three-pointer, I take more jump shots. And at the level of basketball I play, I kind of find like a semi-contested layup to be, you know, just as good as a shot as like me stepping back like crazy. So taking less paint shots has overall kind of hurt me a little bit, but I am more confident, you know, doing those things. So I think with practice, with repetition, when the jump shot gets better, you know, it'll get a lot better. Because it may, you know, in this reaction, I didn't put in a lot of misses, but I didn't shoot over 50% in this one-on-one session. I probably didn't shoot over 45%, to be honest. You know, I had Jeff really pressing me, and I never practiced against press on my triple threat because I always just got it stolen, but I really wanted him to, you know, try harder. Obviously, he's not giving 100% effort on defense. It's not the craziest defense in the world in all these clips, but you know, on a lot of these clips, it is better defense than Mitchell was doing in that video, and I feel like I'm still getting better shots off, so that's what I'm really happy about. So would I recommend Curry's class? I would most definitely recommend it if you're someone like me who you have an understanding of basketball, but you clearly have a lot to work on. I'm excited to continue the class, especially watching these clips back. Feel a lot more confident as a basketball player, and confidence is huge on the basketball court. But overall, recommend the class. I'm going to continue doing it. I'm going to give you guys a part 2 when I do finish the next, you know, section that I do. If you enjoyed this video and you want me to continue this series, leave a like below, comment that you want me to continue this series, subscribe for when episode 2 does come out. Again, we haven't started the next week because it's been raining and that court is unplayable on when it rains, unfortunately. If you want to watch more one-on-ones with me and Jeff where we actually keep score, we actually do it on his channel. I will leave a link below to Jeff's channel if you want to watch those things. So I hope you guys all have a great day. Peace! Yo, what's up guys, it's Shydell, and today I'm here with Jesser and Chris, and once again we are doing the Nike ID challenge. We're gonna be customizing 3 different shoes on Nike ID, and then at the end of the video, you know, I'll choose what I thought the best shoe of the day was, and I will order it for the person who made it. So are you guys ready?
Yes, sir.
I'm looking for another shoe, James.
Oh.
Oh.